Hello, I'm glad you can join with me as we continue our look in the book of Ecclesiastes. Today, if we look in Ecclesiastes chapter 4, we see that Solomon says that man is unable to architect his own happiness because success brings envy. We find this in Ecclesiastes 4, verses 4 through 6. He says, "Again, I saw that for all toil and every skillful work, a man is envied by his neighbor. There's also his vanity and grasping for the wind. The fool folds his hand and consumes his own flesh. Better a handful with quietness than both hands full together with toil and grasping for the wind." Success makes envy. If you do something well, there will be those who are envious of you. And the sad thing about labor that Solomon sees here is that labor produces no lasting good for the worker. But yet, however unhappy we may be with the result, we must continue to work because idleness brings ruin. It's been said that an idle mind is the devil's workshop, and there's some truth to that. We need to find good things to keep ourselves busy so that we can be productive. Proverbs 15 verses 16 and 17 says, "Better is a little with fear of the Lord than great treasure with trouble. Better is a dinner of herbs where love is than a fatted calf with hatred." Greed causes isolation and insecurity, things that we don't need to have any part of. Ecclesiastes 4 verses 7 and 8 say, "Then I returned and saw vanity under the sun. There is one alone without companion. He has neither son nor brother. Yet there is no end to all his labors, nor is his eye satisfied with riches. But he never asks, For whom do I toil and deprive myself of good? There's also his vanity and a grave misfortune." We see three improper attitudes here. We see that an attitude of "I have no descendants, so why should I work hard?" We see an attitude of one having no satisfaction with what he has. He always wants more. And we see an attitude of selfishness. Sometimes our human efforts seem like they're useless, but we need to remember that they're not. Solomon's looking at things from a very human standpoint. We need to be busy. We need to be productive. We need to do good. And you know what? We need friends along the way. Let's look at what Solomon says in Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verses 9 through 12. He says, "Two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, one will lift up his companion. But woe to him who is alone when he falls, for he has no one to help him up. Again, if two lie down together, they will keep warm. But how can one be warm alone? Though one may be overpowered by another, two can withstand him, and a threefold cord is not quickly broken." Solomon here dwells upon the isolation in contrast with the comforts of companionship. Coming forward to the New Testament, do you not see that this is the wisdom that God had in creating the church and having a like body, that we can gather together and worship the Lord together and encourage one another and strengthen one another? It's important for us to have friends, ones who can help each other in their labor, who can help each other when they fall, who can help each other withstand the forces of the opposition. And there's great benefit in friendships. We also need to realize, as Solomon writes in Ecclesiastes 4, verses 13 through 16, that high places offer no assurance of security. You may be powerful today, but there's always somebody looking to knock you from that position of power, so you're not secure regardless of how high up you rate. It's foolish for us to be set in our ways and not open to advice and counsel. Our lesson today, we have found that the true meaning of life is not found here under the sun. And it can't be found here under the sun because there's injustice, there's oppression of men. The skillful and selfish work that men do is sometimes empty. Sometimes doesn't amount to what it should for them. And so what wisdom does Solomon have to offer us? He lets us know that it is best to rejoice, to do good, and enjoy the good of our labor, realizing that such is a gift from God to those who please Him. And we also need to appreciate the value of friends who can help us in time of work and in time of need. I thank you for watching today. I hope you'll watch again, and I hope that you'll join us for worship services at the Bearden Church of Christ. We meet at 745 Cedar Street in Bearden, and if you're coming from out of town, that's Arkansas State Highway 203. We meet on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. for Bible study. We meet for worship services at 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. And on Wednesday nights, we meet for our midweek Bible study at 7 o'clock. Please come be a part of our church family. We look forward to seeing you. Thank you for watching today. Goodbye and God bless.